I don't believe in taking the right decisions. I take decisions and then make them right. Ratan Tata. Ratan Tata is a name that needs no introduction, not only as a business tycoon, but also as an amazing human being and humanitarian. The Tata Group scion has garnered immense respect. Ratan Tata's success story is truly inspiring and motivates young minds daily. Ratan Tata. Born into an affluent industrial family with a rich legacy, it might seem that Ratan Tata's path was paved with gold. Ratan Tata is the richest man in India, and he has more wealth than Mukesh Ambani. However, surprisingly, Ratan Tata's name doesn't appear on any list of the wealthiest individuals. To understand why Ratan Tata has always been considered the richest in a different sense, it's essential to know who Ratan Tata truly is. Ratan Tata was born in Surat on December 28, 1937. His childhood, though spent in a rich and prosperous Tata family in India, was not without its hardships and moments of sadness. He was born into a family deeply rooted in the Tata Empire. His father was Naval Tata, the son of Ratanji Tata, and his grandmother, Sonu Tata, was the daughter of the empire's founder, Jamshedji Tata. However, young Ratan witnessed frequent arguments between his father, Naval Tata, and his mother, Sonu Tata, which deeply saddened him. He tried his best to prevent their fights, but his efforts were in vain. When Ratan Tata was just 10 years old, his parents separated. This separation was difficult for Ratan Tata to accept, causing him great sadness. Longing for his mother's love, he found solace and a mother figure in his grandmother, Nawakbai Tata. According to his grandmother, he found a safe space where he could express his sadness. Growing up under her care, Ratan Tata completed his school education in Mumbai and Shimla. When it was time to choose a profession in college, Ratan Tata expressed his desire to study architecture. Ratan Tata harbored a dream of leaving the family business and becoming a successful architect. However, his father, Naval Tata, was strongly against this. They had disagreed on many things since Ratan's childhood. For instance, if Ratan Tata wished to learn the violin, Naval Tata would insist on piano lessons. Ratan Tata also held resentment towards his father due to his parents' divorce. This difference in opinion and underlying tension led to frequent conflicts between father and son. Naval Tata, occupied with the demands of the family business, had a different plan for Ratan Tata, one that would steer him away from architecture. This led to him being pressured to study engineering. Despite his lack of interest, Ratan Tata remained determined to pursue his dream of becoming a successful architect. If you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, walk together. Ratan Tata eventually went to America with part of his family to study engineering. However, he could not complete his education there. His deep interest in architecture proved to be the deciding factor. Ratan Tata found it impossible to continue pursuing his father's desired path of engineering. He confided in his beloved grandmother, Nawakbai Tata, expressing his strong desire to study architecture. Understanding his passion, Nawakbai Tata supported his aspirations. She played a crucial role in enabling Ratan Tata to pursue his architectural dreams. With her help, he stepped away from the expected path of the family business and enrolled in the architecture department. This decision, however, angered his father, Naval Tata. Despite his father's disapproval, Ratan Tata remained focused on his goals. He embarked on his journey towards realizing his dreams. After earning his degree in architecture, Ratan Tata secured a prestigious position in Harvard's architecture department. In 1961, Ratan Tata received an opportunity to work at IBM. However, at that time, the Tata family business in India was facing significant challenges. The vast Tata empire established by Jamshedji Tata was then being managed by J.R.D. Tata, also known as Jahangir Tata. J.R.D. Tata, a close associate of Jamshedji, was hesitant to take on the sole leadership of the Tata empire. He strongly believed in collaborative leadership within the organization. Furthermore, the prevailing economic crisis raised questions about the effectiveness of J.R.D. Tata's strategies. Consequently, J.R.D. Tata called Ratan Tata back to India to help navigate the difficult situation. Returning to India at J.R.D. Tata's request, after many years abroad, Ratan Tata faced numerous challenges. Upon his return, he cherished the time spent with his grandmother, Navabai. Ratan Tata enjoyed their conversations and the moments they shared. Following the principles instilled in him by his grandmother, Ratan Tata began to understand his importance to the family business. He gained first-hand experience by working on Tata Steel's shop floor. Despite his privileged background, he started as an apprentice, learning the intricacies of the steel industry. Following his graduation, he further broadened his understanding of the Tata Group by working across various companies, including Telco, now Tata Motors, and Tata Steel itself. Though born into wealth, he didn't have an easy entry into the business. He had to work diligently in the steel industry, just like any other worker. J.R.D. Tata believed that by building his understanding from the ground up, Ratan Tata would develop into an exceptional businessman. The Tata Group, founded in the late 1800s by the visionary Jamshedji Tata, a member of a Persian family, had grown into a leading business conglomerate in the entire country. It was often said that there was hardly any product or service untouched by the Tata name. Everyone who worked alongside J.R.D. Tata admired his vision and contributed to making his dreams a reality. The Tata legacy was deeply intertwined with the people of India, and its long tradition and immense pride initially made Ratan Tata hesitant to take on the weighty responsibilities. J.R.D. Tata was also a celebrated figure in aviation, known as the best airline driver of his time. He launched India's first airline service, which later evolved into Air India. This pioneering spirit was a hallmark of his leadership. This was the environment in which the young Ratan Tata began his journey within the Tata Group. Around this time, following the passing of Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India. Her policies brought about numerous obstacles and restrictions for the business world. This period led to the decline of many Tata companies. Recognizing that J.R.D. Tata's strategies were becoming outdated and that a change in leadership was necessary, a faction within the Tata family initiated a power struggle. J.R.D. Tata, aware of the need to safeguard the Tata company's reputation and ensure its future, began searching for the right person to entrust with his responsibilities. After careful consideration, J.R.D. Tata decided to appoint Ratan as the head of the Tata company. Ratan Tata was called back to India from America, unaware of this significant plan. Trusting J.R.D. Tata's judgment, he accepted the leadership of Nelco, one of the Tata companies. However, Due to the changing economic landscape in India and the challenges faced by the Tata Group, Ratan Tata initially struggled to make Nelco profitable. Ratan Tata was disheartened by the initial lack of success, feeling he had not lived to J.R.D. Tata's trust. Determined to turn things around, Ratan Tata embraced new growth opportunities for Nelco, venturing into satellite services. This strategic shift proved successful, transforming Nelco into a profitable company. The company's shares saw a rapid increase. Ratan Tata's ability to leverage new technologies for success became an inspiration to many. Through this smart and decisive change, Ratan Tata effectively responded to those who had doubted him. He then took on broader responsibilities within the Tata company, instilling confidence in everyone. Ratan Tata's capabilities were undeniable to the members of the Tata family. He proved to be the capable leader the Tata business needed. J.R.D. Tata recognized this as the opportune moment. He formally appointed Ratan Tata as the head of the Tata family business. In 1991, Ratan Tata officially assumed this leadership role. His tenure coincided with significant economic reforms in India. Notably, when the Government of India embraced the World Trade Organization (WTO), a wave of globalization swept across the nation. The opportunities presented by the WTO led to the rise of many new companies. This rapid change posed a challenge to many established traditional companies. However, Ratan Tata approached the challenges presented by the WTO with a different perspective. He recognized the potential for the WTO to facilitate the Tata family's business operations across multiple countries. This vision led to the expansion of Tata companies into numerous European nations. The best revenge is massive success. In 1998, Ratan Tata launched his ambitious dream project, the Tata Indica, India's first indigenously developed hatchback with a diesel engine. However, the car didn't perform well in its early days. Sales were disappointing. This led to a painful decision. Ratan Tata considered selling Tata Motors to the American auto giant Ford. In 1999, Ford officials came to Mumbai and engaged in serious talks with the Tata Group. Ratan Tata later traveled to Detroit, where he met Ford chairman Bill Ford. That meeting lasted more than 3 hours. But instead of constructive dialogue, Ratan Tata faced humiliation. Bill Ford reportedly spoke down to him. PTI reported that Ford officials told Tata, "You do not know anything. Why did you start the passenger car division at all?" They implied that buying Tata Motors would be a favor to the Indian company. The deal was cancelled. On the 90-minute flight back to New York, Ratan Tata sat quietly, reflecting. He barely said a word. But deep inside, a resolve began to form. He decided he would not sell. He would turn Tata Motors around. 9 years later, in the heart of the 2008 global recession, Ford was struggling. The once mighty company stood at the edge of bankruptcy. But Tata Motors had not only recovered, it had grown strong. In a surprising move, Tata Motors made an offer to buy two of Ford's most iconic brands, Jaguar and Land Rover. It was a bold move. A USD 2.3 billion all-cash deal was completed in June 2008. Bill Ford, the same man who once doubted Tata, now thanked him warmly. "You are doing us a big favor by buying JLR," he said. Pravin Kadle, who had travelled with Ratan Tata back in 1999, later shared the story at a public event in 2015. The man who was once humiliated had quietly and respectfully turned the tables with success as his answer. It was, indeed, sweet revenge. One day, Ratan Tata took one of his favorite cars from his collection and went out for a quiet drive. He didn't tell anyone. He loved driving and driving fast. On that drive, he saw something that moved him deeply. A family of 4 two-parents and 2 children were riding on a small two-wheeler. The children were squeezed between their parents. It was clearly uncomfortable. It was clearly unsafe. That image stayed with him. He realized this was the reality for millions of Indian middle-class families. They didn't have a safer alternative. A car was too expensive, and that wasn't fair. So, Ratan Tata made a promise to himself. He would build a safe, reliable, low-cost car. A car that every Indian family could dream of owning. And so, the vision of the Tata Nano was born. But the path was anything but easy. From the start, Tata faced opposition, disbelief, and criticism not just from rivals, but from within his own company. At a press conference, Ratan Tata was asked about the feasibility of building a car that would cost just 1 lakh rupees. He responded calmly and confidently. That same evening, every major newspaper had the headline, "Tata to build a car for 1 lakh rupees." Maruti Suzuki, then India's largest car maker, scoffed at the idea. Osamu Suzuki, the company's leader, called it a joke. He said it was impossible. He mocked the idea. He questioned the safety, quality, and durability of such a car. But Ratan Tata took the criticism as fuel. He called an emergency meeting with senior Tata Motors officials. There was heated debate. People said it couldn't be done. The economics didn't make sense. But Ratan Tata stood firm. He said, "Profits are not important. Our word is." He reminded everyone this wasn't just about making money. It was about keeping a promise. The promise of a safer future for families who had no other option. Design teams came back with ideas. Many of them lacked basic features. To cut costs, they had removed things that every car should have. But Tata refused to compromise. He said, "This car must have all the basic features that any other car offers." The team went back to the drawing board. They worked day and night. They tested. They reworked. Finally, they presented a version of the car that met Ratan Tata's expectations. It was time to build. The Nano factory was set up in Singur, West Bengal. But just before production began, protests erupted. Local farmers who had given land to the project turned against it, leading to political turmoil. The project was halted. In a moment of incredible challenge, Tata Motors made a bold move. They shifted the entire plant to Gujarat, over 2,000 kilometers away. It was a logistical nightmare. Machines, teams, infrastructure, everything had to be moved. But the team made it happen. In 2007, the Tata Nano was unveiled. It was not just a car. It was a symbol of innovation, of promise, and of hope. Journalists, engineers, dealers, everyone gathered for the launch. The mood was electric. And for the first time, owning a car became a dream within reach for countless Indian families. Later, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Ratan Tata once again showed why he was different. He quietly donated hours. 500 crores toward COVID relief. That number eventually went up to hours. 1,500 crores through Tata Sons. In Tamil Nadu alone, he contributed PCR test kits worth hours. 8 crores. There was no loud announcement, no grand ceremony, just quiet help. That's Ratan Tata. He once fell in love with a woman while living in Los Angeles. They planned to marry, but before they could, he received word that his grandmother's health was failing. He came back to India to care for her. But then, in 1962, war broke out with China. Because of the situation, he couldn't return to the US, and just like that, the love he had hoped to build a future with slipped away. He never married. Yet he carried that story with him, and perhaps it gave him the heart to lead with compassion. In 2015, a photograph went viral. It showed Ratan Tata sitting quietly next to his driver flying economy class. He wasn't surrounded by assistants. He wasn't in a private jet. He wasn't asking for special treatment. That was who he was. Simple, kind, humble. He often stood in line at his own company's canteen. He treated everyone equally. And when asked about success, he always said the same thing. It's not about money. It's about making a difference in people's lives. Ratan Tata passed away at Breach Candy Hospital in Mumbai on October 9, 2024, at the age of 86. But his story, his legacy lives on. Not in balance sheets, not in buildings, but in people. In the lives touched, in the families that found hope, in the millions who were inspired to believe in something greater than success. Because Ratan Tata never chased wealth. He chased meaning, and in doing so, he became something far richer than any billionaire could ever be.